you're drinking sangria.
Nachos, lemon heads, my dad's boat. You won't go down cause my dick can float.
We sail around the world and go port to port. Every time I come, I produce a quart.
Put on your life vest, let's drop anchor. There's a nice lady who I like to spank her.
Boats and hoes, boats and hoes. I gotta have me my boats and hoes. Boats and hoes, boats and hoes. I gotta have me my boats and hoes.
I am not sure what writing a phrase on a piece of paper and taking it to a bank is worth, or the value of a parody account is worth at a retirement establishment. But I am quite certain that 10 years of loyalty to Kirk Minahan is worth approximately 30 minutes on his YouTube channel. I am joined tonight by the gift master, TJ Hubbard. TJ, how are you today?
Doing very well.
Yeah? First, the question that I want to know before we get into Kirk, how much was your initial weigh-in?
325 pounds.
And where are we standing at this morning?
I don't know. Didn't weigh in yet. The weigh-in is Wednesday. I expect to be at least 10 pounds lighter.
Well,
given my regimen, yes.
I have you picked in the Minifan pool. I have you picked as my number one draft pick.
I can tell you that I have gone through great lengths. No more Little Debbie snacks. A lot of water. I am exercising probably 5 to 6 days a week. I haven't done that in 20 years. So
30 minutes that we have on this show is pretty much equal to the amount of time that it took you to get up on that ladder, to get up on that diving board.
Well, I'm going to tell you that diving board survived. Thank God.
What's that diving board made of, first off, to be able to hold 350 pounds?
Better be rubber bands. It has to be.
You are definitely not Greg Louganis.
No, not yet.
I was very scared for you.
In the future, I am going to try a flip, rotating 360 dive. I guarantee I do it.
Like a triple landing, something like that?
Well, not a triple Indy. There's only one diving board, not a couple platforms.
Fair enough.
But it's going to be a flip and dive. You're going to see a very large man do that.
So when I had talked to you about possibly doing this, I had a whole bunch of stuff that I wanted to go through, knowing that we would only have 30 minutes. And then as I was on the subway yesterday, surrounded by about no less than 50 Asian people as we were going through Chinatown, I got the message about Kirk. And I don't know about you, how you felt about it. I know you as a scab, like Matt Carano, you're a scab. You went on Mike and the Minifans, even though you knew we were going to record this today. I was taken back yesterday. I got to be honest with you. It was never completely out of my mind that the possibility that this could happen. But I was very much taken back. Me and my kids, we were going to the Celtics game. And when I got that message, I mean, my heart fell for the guy. I just didn't know. What was your immediate emotions after you read it?
Well, I can tell you, I found out, again, after my workout, getting out of the pool, looked down at my phone. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Go check the thread, go check Twitter and see that he's, checked into a hospital. My immediately thought was, oh, Jesus, let's hope he just gets better for his family. Not, oh, I want a show or what do these other fucking people think? It's all about, whatever he wants to get done to better help his family is the most important thing. So, and then as far as scabbing goes, that night I watched some of Mike and the Minifans like it was someone's fucking funeral. Just, you know what I mean? Like it started off as a funeral. All right. I thought maybe coming back on the back end of it, provide a little bit of comedy, a little seriousness, but not too much. But a little comedy.
Well,
Needed.
I know you're a screen whore, and you like to get on TV as much as possible.
Clout.
I can appreciate that. I can appreciate, especially a man that's as beautiful as yourself. I know you like to get on the screen, try and get the ladies a little dance.
Oh yeah, get them dancing. Got to get them dancing.
And I wish you would have showed up today with your shirt off. I mean, personally, but I seen that.
Put my shirt on one sleeve at a time, just like everybody else.
I seen that tweet from Kirk, and the first thing, like from myself, you and I have been listening for a long time to this man,
Long
and
time.
this is our first time that we've been subject to him going through some sort of mental anguish. For anyone that's listened to him for a long time, he kind of left almost like a breadcrumb trail of things that maybe weren't going on. He's saying he was staying up late at night. Um, he wasn't sleeping well. He had a lot of stress going on in his life. So for someone that maybe has listened to him for a long time, you kind of picked up on it, and I kind of was beating myself up a little bit about it, in my first thoughts, because I had that in my mind. Reach out to the guy, because he's not shy about reaching out to other people at all. And I kind of regret not doing it maybe a week ago or a few days ago. But the good thing, and I will say this for anyone that worried about him, in my own opinion, is the fact that he's the one that sent out that tweet. That it wasn't something sent out from somebody else, Steve Robinson or Mike. It wasn't something that on Monday morning show, the first voice that you hear is Steve saying, "Listen, we're on a little bit of a break. Kirk's dealing with some stuff." So at least he got that out to everyone. He was pretty open about everything as far as what his plans are. No one will know exactly until he gets back exactly what he's been through. But I was at least happy to see that it was from him, directly.
Yeah, I don't think anybody truly understands what he's going through. I mean, I don't have any. I don't think I have any mental. Well, I mean, the pictures behind me might say another story, but I don't think I have any
Sure.
mental problems, other than eating and gambling, which are pretty bad, but not to the level of he has. I did have one of my best friends growing up go through something similar, so he's still with us, and I didn't think that was going to happen. 20 years ago. Amazing that he's still here, but he did the same thing. He knew when it was right to check in, and he did it. I mean, I seen this guy get tased by it's the funniest thing you ever see, someone getting tased. It's funny, but not that funny. I seen him get tased by the cops. I've seen him been sitting in my living room, have him run down the hallway and out the back door and just keep running, like out of the blue. But he had his issues. Every time I hung out with him, I thought I was closer to death. He was, but you never know. You never know what someone's going through. Number one, we hear Kirk on the radio, seems sane, all that, but you never truly understand what someone's going through behind any scenes.
Yeah. Well, he has been open about the fact that it's a genetic disease that's passed on, and that his brothers had some problems. I believe I could be mistaken. He said his father had some issues. And it all, I think, from what I've read and understand, it's different triggers. And that show, I know that they're on for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, sometimes longer. But there was a lot of pressure in my mind that goes on with doing that show, and not just to Kirk, to also to Mike and to Steve, because as soon as that show ends, they're working on tomorrow. But for Kirk, I mean, this Wilbur show that they've been planning, I can only imagine. You can talk about how good you are and how great you are and that you're the best, but at this show, I'm fully expecting a culmination of everything that he's done in his career up to this point to be displayed on the show. And you can talk a big game. I'm assuming that this is putting a tremendous amount of pressure on him, especially coming up to the point, his parents passing away, the anniversaries, Mother's Day, Father's Day's right around the corner. With all that stuff, and plus he's got 2 little kids. There's a lot going on with them, his family. I just think all this pressure, and I didn't want to bring it up, but I think in listening to the show that, and you might have talked about it yesterday on with Mike, is that tweet from Jerry. There's a reason in my mind why he asked Steve to read it twice. I could be mistaken.
You mean the text to Steve that he texted Steve that he's going to backstab you, or I'm not going to say exactly what he said, but because I can't remember. But was it like to the fact of he'll help me out?
There's a reason why he was in McLean. Stay
there you
with
go.
Howie. Tell him
There you
there's a
go.
big misunderstanding.
Right. Jesus. I mean, but again, I mean, for him, he spent the last week in January in Miami,
Yep.
and that whole week, I mean, he seemed really well.
He did. You see, he
You
was
know,
on.
he was right on. He was, he was Barstool's number one every day
Yep.
on the radio, on
Yep.
all the shows. Everybody loved him.
Yep.
Did a great job. The week after, we go to Madawaska. Excellent job in Madawaska.
Yep.
Drove up by himself. But I talked to him in the lobby of a hotel. He talked to a bunch of fans there. Seemed very nice, cordial. Didn't give him the ovation he needed when he first walked into Lakeview, but yeah, he did did amazing up there. So I don't know what triggered after that, or we never know.
Yeah. See, I won't pretend to know exactly what's
No.
going on in his mind, or to pretend to know exactly the struggles that he goes through on a daily basis, because we can't comprehend that. Because you make funny gifs, you make me laugh. You're one of my favorite guys to talk to. When the show's not on, I talk to you quite often during the week. We laugh
Sure.
about other stuff. I think that my sense of humor is to the point to where, like, I thought it was funny as a kid when I was in the Marine Corps. I used to tuck my dick and balls between my legs and go knock on my fellow Marines' doors and ask them if they met my sister and if they wanted to fool around. So to me, that was funny. So I think my sense of humor and my understanding of things, like, I don't look at stuff too seriously. But I really wasn't affected yesterday until I read Erica's tweet, which said something along the lines of
we're all Minifans.
Oh man, I fucking cried. I actually cried I was getting a little teary. I wasn't crying, but when she said, we've
Niagara
got you,
Falls.
and I was like, oh, she got me. She fucking got me. And because, if you think about the time at Intercom when he was going through these issues, there was nothing like that before. There was no one reaching out to him or support. Everyone was just quiet. We had to beg. The only way we found out anything was by putting so much pressure on them. I mean, there was freaking Minifans going like crazy, calling up. Glenn Ordway finally cracked and said something about him after we were calling every day, nonstop during this show. And it seems like this time around, Barstool was fully in support. For God's sakes, freaking Willie Colon even sent out something.
I know. So when he was with Enacom and this happened, I'd make fun of everybody at Enacom, but it was more serious. Like, anyway, with Barstool, like, yeah, we make fun of Portnoy's dead dog. Anybody at Barstool, Kurt goes after. I make gifs of. And we have a good time with them, but to actually see Barstool respond in the way they did is a detriment to the company. It is. Do I like David Portnoy personally? I don't know, but he's a kind of a dick. So I'm gonna make fun of him. But he runs a good company, and Kirk works for Dave and Erica, and it's a nice, what they said through Twitter really shows what kind of place it is to work for. So
yeah, and what I will say is, like, in seeing all that, we weren't used to that. I don't know about yourself. I wasn't. You just read, there was just a list of people over and over, just a list of people that had nothing but good to say about him. There's a couple trolls out there, and one thing I will say too, I go on different social media things, and I see some people saying, what about the live show? Is it canceled? When is he going to go back on? Steve and Mike going to get paid? And I will say, a few years ago when we first went through this, some of those thoughts might have been going through my head as far as, well, when is he going to come back on the air?
Of course, yeah.
But now, not that we've been through. I'm not a seasoned, understand. I don't know Kirk. I don't know him any different than you or someone that just signed up to the show yesterday. But I do understand it, and listening to him, maybe a little bit more. I understand maybe what he's saying or what might be a joke. But when having gone through this before, I will say that he will take care of Steve and Mike. I don't think he's leaving them just to go fend for themselves out in the job world. They're
Right.
both very smart guys. They are going to be taken care of, and I feel more secure with them being at Barstool than I did with, like, say, Ken or Chris or whatever at Entercom, where it was just a shit show over there. I have full I fully believe in the Barstool world that everything will be taken care of. And this time around, I don't want Kirk to rush back, because I'm sure you remember the first time that he went out, he rushed back. He came back too soon,
Yeah.
and he was
He-
around for maybe a few days, and he said,
I think it was
"Listen, I
4.
came back too soon. I'm taking another leave of absence." And this time around, I really like him, and I love the show. I know you do. Um, I don't care if it takes months. I don't even care. Listen, I
Yeah.
want to go to the show just as much as anyone.
His health and
Me and you
family's
have
number one.
the suits that you and I have picked out for the live show are just amazing, fantastic. They're gonna blow everyone away. But
Jesus.
if we have to return that stuff, and we have to return our tickets, as long as this guy's healthy, I
Doesn't
really
matter.
don't care.
Yeah,
to
that
be-
makes two of us. I mean, I wonder though, get your opinion on this, is that his will to be the biggest and best entertainer in the industry, and the balance he has to balance that with family and then work. Work and being most successful person. I think that might have. I think that might. I don't know that.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I
It's kind
mean?
of like a conflict of interest.
Yeah, because
how do
he
you
wants
balance one thing?
I mean, he's getting there. If you just look at the numbers in this podcast that he's done, where he's blown up, he knows it. I mean, look, selling to Wilbur in 9 minutes for 2 shows. Yeah, he's getting there, and he's going to be very successful as soon as he comes back too. I mean, none of us. I can say this: we're not going away as fans.
No. Well,
So we'll
but
be
I will
there when he
also-
comes back.
If you remember from the last time he went out with an illness, it makes the fans a little bit more ravenous. But what I think that he's going to have to do is, just like with Steve, with the Madawaska video, Steve is balancing all this stuff. He's got stuff everywhere that he's going to do, stuff that he's responsible for, stuff in the future. He has to know when it's okay to tap out and say, this is a little bit too much.
Yeah.
So with the Madawaska video, he had a resource with someone from Barstool. It was done in a day. It came out fantastic. I'm sure it was everything that Steve wanted. I think with Kirk, we are a hungry bunch of people. We want that show at 11 o'clock. As soon as 11 o'clock hits, I'm on my phone. I'm swiping like I'm looking through Tinder. I am just looking away.
Swipe,
and I'm like,
swipe,
where
swipe,
the hell
swipe.
is this thing?
Yeah.
And I think they understand that, and they know that, because then after 15 minutes, people are tweeting away saying, "Where the hell's the show?"
Yeah, 11:15. Discord's blowing up. Twitter's blowing up. They
It's going
want the show
crazy.
now. I mean,
But I think there's a thing where, when I think he had the mindset when he first came over here, this is going to be slow and steady, and it's going to take time. But he's very aware of what he's capable of doing.
oh yeah,
He's a brilliant man.
he is.
He's fully aware of everything that he can accomplish. But what I do think is he knows that he's more talented than a lot of people that have a little bit more success as far as numbers wise. And I think he's going to, maybe, in my own opinion, I'm probably fucking wrong about this, just like I've been wrong about a lot of things. But I think he needs to take a look at it and say, what can I comfortably handle? Because first of all, more than the show, more than, everyone, more than satisfying his customers, as he called us, he has to take care of himself. He's got 2 beautiful kids and a wife. He's got brothers with kids. He has to take care of that first in his mind. And then whatever's left, attack this. But I think the slower pursuit of greatness is much better. We're not going anywhere, like you said. We know what he's capable of. I will listen every fucking day. I will download every day. I will give my opinion every day.
Sure.
We're not going anywhere, TJ. It's not happening.
No, we're not. And with more success comes the ability to maybe hire more people and take care of some of the responsibilities off like even Steve's or Kirk's shoulders. I know Mike just shows up, talks into a microphone like I do, but he does some stuff after too. So yeah, with more success, spawns a little bit more in the way of like even Matt Carano, if he wanted to, come on as a free producer.
Yeah.
Kirk said he'd give him a
What do you think of
sandwich
that? Let me ask you
stipend.
this. Let me ask you this. Did you think that was a little bit snaky of a move to do that the other day, or what?
Let's ask, hey, why don't you hire me?
Well,
Well,
he was already hired. Listen, you see, you're a little bit of a snake yourself. So,
no, not a
do you
snake,
think?
not a
Do
snake.
you think that was a little bit snake while Steve's out on suspension? Which
Yeah,
I'll be upfront. I thought at first it was a planned vacation that he was just building. It was not a planned vacation.
it wasn't.
It was not a planned vacation.
No,
But while Steve's out on suspension, to
well,
come in during the last day and say, I think I could help out Steve. Now, Steve's not here to say what he needs help with, but I'm here to help out. And
now,
I want a job.
well, if Tim from Canton gets his Unsolved Mysteries show off the ground, and we can actually, one of the conspiracy theories would be that Steve cut that audio way back 9 months ago on purpose.
Yep.
Release that information at the right time to get his week's vacation.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's what Tim Canton's gonna have that little show. We'll see.
In all the years that you've been listening to Kirk, do you feel like he's ever lied to you?
Never, not once.
So
and there's a difference between lying and not giving information.
Yes,
You know what I mean? Like, hey, yeah, I went down to Foxwoods. Oh, how was your trip? Very well.
Yeah.
I didn't let you know that I lost $2,000.
Oh,
you know what I mean? No, hey,
Fuck
whoa,
you.
whoa, whoa.
I've seen you bouncing around from slot machine to slot machine like a little leprechaun.
No, I don't gamble. I don't gamble.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I just seen your kid going to community college right in front of me.
No, look, I am a fat Mike Manansky. That's probably why I liked him as much as I did.
Now, speaking of Mike Manansky, do you think at some point in time he is going to end up in that show with Kirk, Mike, and Steve?
No, I do not. I do not.
You don't?
He is a lifer, sports talk radio lifer. He will bounce around. He'll be up on the Big Jab in Maine before you know it. He won't before he went with Kirk, and Kirk won't. Kirk's said as much. Why would Mike come back here? Mike wants to. Mike is the sporty R. McKenzie. He loves sports, gambling.
Cool.
I mean, I know Barstool, just teamed up with Penn National, and maybe that gives him an in for gambling. But yeah, I don't see it happening. Kirk has said as much.
Well, this is I think.
Same chance as Gary Tangway coming back with Kirk.
Gary Tangway will never be back with Kirk.
Oh, however, big time of the Screen Actors Guild card.
Keep in mind this: when Mike took his last contract, it was when Kirk left. Right? There was a void to be filled. They needed Mike in the mornings before him and your brother Jerry got canned, right? Or moved to other time slots.
Yep.
So I think that contract that Mike would have gone at that time was a little bit bigger, a little richer than what he's going to get offered this time around, because I believe it was a 2-year deal, and that times are running out, my friend.
Yes, yeah.
So if apples are apples, this time around, what they're going to offer him is going to be a lot less. Now, I'm wondering, with the success that Kirk's having, and when, just like you said, with success, they're going to hire more people. Is there a chance? Do you completely cross it out that Mike Mutnansky, Kirk's looking to hire maybe someone else, bring in some more talent? His best punching bag is Mike Mutnansky.
Oh,
my favorite person in the world.
Yes,
is Mike Mutnansky.
I want to retract my previous statement from me being a fat Mike Manansky.
That took 2 minutes.
No,
took 2 minutes.
I am a Carter Manansky 40 years into the future.
Oh, I miss him.
So, but I mean, I don't know. It's up. You can't say never on anything. If Kirk had to bring in more talent, certainly wouldn't be you or I don't think.
What the fuck did you just say?
I said if Kirk had to bring in more talent, it would certainly not be you or I.
What? First off, if you're thinking that at any point in time, because you make fantastic gifts, which I've told you for years and years,
suck on the fucking microphone.
or if you think because I am incredibly handsome and sometimes
that's it.
come with funny lines that we're gonna get a fucking job over there.
Oh no.
You need to stop drinking.
I run a full-time company up here. I make plenty of money. I don't need anything. I don't need any clout. I don't need any of that. I like coming on. I like
sneakers could make the noise of a truck backing up. You are backing up right now. What you just said.
Backing up what?
You're backpedaling off of what you just said. You're the same. You're a Matt Corrado. You just tried to freaking get yourself in there. I understand.
But get myself in where?
I know.
No, I said I suck on the radio. There's no way.
With your little gifts going after that Vic guy and whatever his
name
is.
Yeah, buried. He's fucked.
I see what you're doing. It's fine. But I will say this. I am the good thing, like I said, about this time around, a lot less drama leading up to the situation. I don't believe it had anything to do with Murchison, which was a huge cause of the last time.
Yeah.
I am hoping that he realizes that maybe he's taking on a little bit too much. Maybe draw it back a little bit, just like they've cut down the length. The shows were going 4 fucking hours. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm happy with 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Like an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's fine.
I'm very happy with that. Listen, I love the man, but that's plenty of time that I get to listen to him throughout the day. I'm hoping that he maybe cuts it back, figures out maybe what the trigger points are right now going forward, helps him out a little bit, because this is something he's going to have to deal with for the rest of his life, unfortunately, and I feel for the guy. So I'm hoping that he comes back better. Like every time that he comes back better than he was before he left.
Yeah, and I think Ned's watching Mike and the Minifans last night with Ned Stark's what he went through with his family and mental illness. I think that was pretty good and pretty insightful. Again, I have no idea, no clue what people go through. I'm never taken classes in psychology. I've never done any of that. I know, there can be a chemical imbalance, and maybe that can be medicated to the point of, you're able to function and not have any thoughts. It's pretty serious stuff. So
yeah. Well, what I will say is, now this is our first show.
Yes, it is.
Hoping this is our pilot, so to speak. Right?
The pilot episode, yes.
This is the pilot episode, so I'm hoping that
I got Dale Bear with me. I don't know if you want to.
Good Dale Bear. That everything has points, but what I'm hoping is Steve gives it a listen, Mike gives it a listen. They say, you know what, we're gonna put this out there, and we want another one from you. But my idea, and what I'm hoping we can have a little bit more fun. Me and you have a lot of fun joking around with each other. So get to do it again. Hopefully in the future we can have a good time with each other. But if this is the only one, and this does get put out, I want to reward someone that has stuck it through 28 minutes of listening to you and I talk. So I've got a trivia. This is our first and hopefully not the last trivia question, to which I'm going to reward somebody with a gift from the Kirk Minahan Show. All right. So I am going to ask a question, and what I want someone that knows the answer to, if this gets linked out from the show account, I want them to respond with the answer. The first person that gets it right, I'm going to DM them and mail them a gift. Now, the question, you might know this. I don't want you to, don't get excited and answer the question.
No, I'm not going to answer.
So here we go. What is the name of Michael Mutnansky's cat? That's as soon as you know the answer, send it in to the link on the show, and you will get a gift. It's from the Kirk Minahan Show. It's valued at about $150. I will DM you, get your address, and send you the gift. TJ, I've had a great time. I love talking to you. I'm probably going to text you all night. I'll send you dick pics, whatever you want, buddy.
Yeah, I don't need any dick pics. I appreciate that. You should is the gift the painting that's over your left shoulder, because I'm
The
still
gift
like I'm staring at that, looking like it looks like somebody's taking a big dump. I can't.
you must know because I've been asked about this painting. That was when I bought my first house before I got married. That is the only thing that is left to me from my divorce. That painting
Is it called
the only
Scat
thing that she
Games?
didn't fucking.
What is
That's
it
the only thing
called?
she didn't want or take. Now,
Oh
you want
my
to be a little bit
God.
of a wise ass. You want to talk about that? I mean, we could talk about your diabetes needles,
Uh,
but we won't talk about that right
Listen,
now.
I don't have to have the talk before I have sex with women anymore. You know what I mean? Like you do. So, but that painting is very intriguing.
I
And I
do
can't
not have
tell
any
whether it's a
outbreaks.
woman's back and she's taking a dump and she has a towel around her head. Like, shut up.
She's combing her hair.
Combing her hair. Wow.
And as far as my problems, as long as I keep my stress levels down, I don't have any outbreaks and everything is. So
Yeah.
with that, we're gonna leave it at that.
All right.
30 minutes goes. I've had a lot of fun. I will talk
Hey,
to you in the
wait.
future, and hopefully we get to do this again.
The best part about this is that this is the pilot. I know if we just talk like we regularly talk, it's going to be a pretty good show. So,
Well, I will tell.
given the circumstances,
I will tell you if we get picked up for one more week, another episode,
one
we'll
more.
tell a couple of stories that make each other laugh. Fair enough.
I get some pretty good ones. Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
And with that being said, if the rope intern could please cut us, we'll hopefully see you next week.
All right. See you next week. Hopefully.